think I am live. Messing around with my screens. It says I am live, and who am I to argue with StreamYard? So I believe I'm going to get started. I'm Liz. Liz from the Afton Creative Arts Studio, and Liza Jane Designs in Afton, Minnesota. And I've been underground for a while. I'd like to think in a bizarre way, I was in my green slime stage between January and now. I was following Christmas. I put myself into a bit of a cocoon while I worked on creating a new entity for the Afton Creative Arts Studio, a new focus for our future. So we know that caterpillars metamorph into butterflies. Hi, Nicole. I didn't know till this year that when they're in the cocoon, they really kind of dissolve into a jelly-like substance, I guess. I've been in that jelly-like state for a few months. I'm back. Not quite flying free as the butterfly I want to be, but I'm getting there, and I want to bring you along for the ride. Nicole, thank you for joining, and I am in the art studio this afternoon. It is about 1 o'clock here in Central Time Zone in Minnesota. We've got about 45 degrees outside, I think. I want to share this with you. Every metamorphosis does take time, and I've determined to enjoy all the time that it takes. And helping me on that journey is none other than amazing Julia Cameron, who 30 some years ago put together this wonderful instruction guide to living a life with greater creativity, The Artist's Way. If you've heard of it, I'm sure you've heard many good things. The back is endorsements by none other than Elizabeth Gilbert, who said, without The Artist's Way, there would be no Eat, Pray, Love. Anne Lamott, who is one of my very favorite writers, Anne Lamott, who wrote Bird by Bird, and is just a lovely, giving Christian woman who follows Jesus very closely and does a lot of things to support the downtrodden. I'll just say that. So Anne Lamott, Martin Scorsese says, I love this. It says, this is a book that addresses a delicate and complex subject. Here's important. For those who will use it, it's a valuable tool to get in touch with their own creativity. Russell Brand says, I love it, a practical, spiritual, nurturing book. And that is how I have found it. And we're going to just kind of start a study group here. Nicole, you could get your hands on a copy and join our virtual group, because it's important to me that nothing get in the way of you coming and sharing this with us if you want to. So not distance, not time, not anything. If you're in our local area, we're going to have an in-person once a week. Here's the plan, you guys. And I'm jumping in now it's from 0 to 60 in 24 hours. So tomorrow morning, we're going to start with week 1, but in person sometime during the week for local people. And I'll accept input on that, on what works. If people want to come, what day of the week will work for the people who want to come? Because I'm pretty flexible. So it could be daytime, evening, whenever. So if you are local and you have an interest in kind of a book study and creative recovery group, send me a message. My phone number's in Facebook here somewhere. You can text me or send an email, lizajaneartist@gmail.com. So we're going to be starting that, and we're going to continue it. I don't quite know how the virtual part will work, but it's going to work. And I have recovered a bit of my creativity and gotten past creative blocks. It's my intention to work this 12-week course over and over and over again. A thing about me that if you know me quite well, or even you may know that I am a person in long-term recovery from alcohol addiction. I have been sober for over 21 years now, and I find that the support and love and rules for living, rules that I adopt voluntarily, the rules for living that I learned in my 12-step alcoholism recovery program are the same kind of life-saving skills that we get here. But instead of recovering from an addiction, we are recovering to a better, more creative way of living that truly, even in the chaos of what's happening now, that truly lets us have peace in our heart. Whatever your spiritual path, no spiritual paths are excluded here. I always like to think my best analogy for spirituality that works for me is the elephant and the 3 blind men who only have a piece of it. They can only touch and feel. They can't see the whole thing. And each one of us has that unique perspective on what we can see and hear. We're not blind physically, maybe, but we can't see that whole universe or that whole elephant either. So all spiritual paths, or no current spiritual path, can be just supplemented beautifully with this. So I had other plans for today. Maybe I'll real quick show you around the studio. I'm going to come back tomorrow in some form with the Artist's Way. It could be live or pre-recorded. But we're doing a lot more classes and workshops here. I'm going to switch to this. There we go. And excuse me trying to get to the camera. I'm going to show you around the studio a bit. Nicole, are you still here? If you can hear me, would you just give me a thumbs up or something? Want to show you around. So when you come to the studio now, it is much more of an art studio and working space. We have tables set up and a television that we can access YouTube tutorials and videos. We can watch my YouTube channel. We can watch other fabulous tutorials that people so generously share on YouTube. We can watch those together and work on projects. Here's another seating area, multiple Lazy Susans because they're awesome for art supplies and letting people get access to everything. I hope you can still hear me. The microphone is stationary on the table and I am walking around. We still have a limited amount of locally crafted artisan goods like upcycled clothing and jewelry. We'll be getting a new line of candles. We have towels still, and of course, Iron Orchid Designs. I now have a coffee bar. So you can come on in and have a hot drink or a cold drink and just hang out and work on what you are working on and get advice if you want it. So just big changes here, changing from a retail footprint to more of a creative workshop space. I am putting kits together that people can take home to do. This is a watercolor painting that we did in studio once this week and once the week before. But I also have it available as a kit that you can purchase one or you can purchase multiples and have a paint party at your own place. Then you can sip and paint to your heart's content and invite whoever you like. So that's an option. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to invite you, please, to stay tuned. And there's just a lot of fun and exciting things that are going to be coming out of that cocoon. So hang on and let's do this together, you guys. Love all of you. I truly do. Thank you if you're watching. Thank you for just being yourselves. That's all we can do, and one day at a time. It works for everything, and it really is. All we have is right now when we can act and make a difference. So let's be in the now and hold each other up. Talk to you soon. Bye, Nicole. Bye, everyone. Let me know if any questions. Bye-bye.